Are you sure that this'll work? I mean, this is not how I'd normally introduce a video. I just say my name. Yeah, but it's stupid, isn't it? Well, fine then. Fine.
I be Citizen Sleeve, you lily-livered landlubbers, and this is my review of Sea of Thieves. Yar!
See, that didn't work. That was stupid. Why'd you make me do that? You're fired.
Citizen Slave!
So then, what the hell is Sea of Thieves? Well, released on Xbox One and Windows 10 PC not long ago. It's available on Game Pass and also for a full $60. And it's essentially a 4-player co-op, open world, sandboxy, first-person pirate adventure game. That's the best way I could describe it. It's an odd one to review, but we'll get to that a little bit later. We'll start with some of the obvious stuff and then break down what I think is good and bad about the game. So first of all, graphics. I think they're bloody lovely. The overall aesthetic is very bold and bright, which is what you'd expect from a Rare game. Everything is very, very visually appealing. The lighting system is absolutely gorgeous. And the sea itself, the physics, the way it moves, the weather effects are sublime. The amount of times now I've gone single player and just ended up heading for the nearest storm just so I can ride the waves, I can see the different weather effects happening, the lightnings and the different changes in colour and stuff, and just it's a gorgeous game to look at. Now, one very odd thing for a lot of people, and kind of for me as well, is when you first start, you pick your pirate in a quite a weird way. So there's 8 pirates, as it were, around a central piece that you can spin around, and rather than customizing your pirate, you simply press the right trigger to randomize them all. So you can lock one with X and keep that one and then randomize the next 7 or however many until you lock a certain amount of choices that you kind of like. Now, I spent about 45 minutes just hitting the trigger, trying to make sure I could get a pirate that I wanted. Now, it doesn't matter too much. Other people can see you in game, but you can't see yourself. It's in first person. So it's important that you kind of get a pirate that you like a little bit, I guess, which is a shame because you kind of can't. You have to do that randomizing. Now, I can understand why they've done it this way. It's because Rare's art style is a bit all over the shop. It's cohesive, obviously, but there's so many different pieces that I'm not sure it would work as an individual proper customization of a character. But hey, it's a bit weird, so that's how you get a character anyway. But the graphics overall, I think, are absolutely lovely. There are some issues, like the skeletons are really quite generic, and there's not much flair when they die. There's an absolute lack of sea life, really. I mean, the sharks you'll come across some fish here and there, especially around the actual islands themselves. And the islands are quite nice with a variety of colour and terrain. Grass and the palm trees, etc. They look really, really nice and they pop really nice visually. Looks bloody good on the X as well. Okay, so sound. Now this is good. You know, the layered effects are quite nice throughout the game. Some of the sound effects in terms of the way the sword hits are a bit lacking, I think. Although the cannon fire is pretty cool. The way that the sound of the sea and the weather effects work in combination with the visuals is absolutely amazing. It's glorious to listen to. But then you have the music, which is kind of intermittent. So now and again, an entirely non-vocal track, just orchestral, will kick in with a piratey type theme. And you've also got accordions and things where the player can actually make a song, you know, with another player. It always sounds terrible when 2 or 3 players are doing the same thing, trying to play a song. But it's there just so you can do something random in a kind of situation in which maybe you didn't, like shark attacks going on, you decide to stop. Then we move on to gameplay. Now, gameplay is an interesting one because the core of the game is bloody good. The combination of crew work where you're setting sail, you're changing the angle of the sails, dropping the sails, you're then having someone steer, checking the compass, checking the map for whatever kind of mission you're going on to, and dropping the anchor and stuff, and then someone's at the crow's nest, just making sure that they're going in the right direction or there's no other pirates about. I really dug that. You know, I like the central core gameplay. You've also got spade where you can dig for treasure. You've got a spyglass so you can look into the distance. You've got a bucket to make sure you can get water out if it comes on board the ship. You've got planks where you can make sure that the holes in your ship, if you have them, are sorted out by repairing them. You get bananas for food. And these are all stored in barrels on your ship that you can use. You can max them out and you can carry a load as well. You can, obviously, if you come across another enemy ship, you can fire at them. So you can fire cannons from either side of your ship, depending on where the other player is. And obviously, the bigger the ship you've got, you're going to have more cannons to fire. So the biggest ships have 4 and the smallest has 1. Or 2 to each side, I mean. And that's quite cool. You can even put yourself in the cannon and fire yourself onto an island, which is quite funny. I quite dug that. So the gameplay is there in a core sense, and basically what you do is you go off on missions, treasure hunts, things like that. They're very simplistic. You go to an island, you kill a few skeletons, you see a pig or a chicken or something. You might find some gunpowder you can pick up to bring back and sell. You look on the treasure map, you find the X, you dig in that X, you get the treasure, you get back to your ship. You can carry on like that, or you can go and hand it in for the bounty. And then you get cash and use that cash to visually upgrade things. But most of those visual upgrades cost an absolute ton. So you're going to have to grind like hell to make sure that you have enough bounty to be able to buy, the kind of busts that go on the front of the ships and different sword visualizations, like a golden shovel, things like that. But that's it. In progression terms, that is it. And this is part of the problem that the game has where it falls down. It doesn't have any real sense of major progression. So there's no leveling up, there's no better weapons, there's no upgrading of your ship, anything like that at all. It all stays the same apart from visual elements that you can then buy. And the world seems a bit hollow. So as I've said, the missions are very simplistic anyway, but there's not really much else to do. It's bloody amazing when you come across another ship and you try and take each other down. It's great when you head into a storm. But you're the one who has to create the fun while you're playing, setting up your own missions, role-playing almost. I mean, I played a few days ago with a couple of friends, and 2 of us were just pretending to be actual pirates with voiceovers the whole damn time. And that was really fun. I just really like the game, but it's so shallow in its content that I can see a lot of people getting bored very, very quickly indeed. It needs way more PvE instances. It needs a higher frequency of coming across actual real player ships. It needs a way better variety of mission types, whether that be bounties on other players, real or AI, I don't know, but it needs way, way more content. Another thing to be aware of is connection issues. Now, I've been playing with Xbox players and PC players in crossplay, and we've had issues now and again getting together into a game. It's given us those error codes you've heard about, like Cinnamon Beard. But also, the other day we had an error code, I can't remember what it was now, something beard again, which wouldn't allow me to even get past the title screen. So just be aware there are some issues right now with connectivity and getting into games. So, should you buy it? No, not right now. For $60, you're paying for a game that should really be at least half the price. And although the initial, oh man, this is so cool, that's going to wear off. It's going to wear off fairly quickly for a lot of people. Not so much for me, I found. I've actually gone in quite a lot and just, either on my own or with friends, and just played. It's a very calming game, being on the ocean. And like I said, I often just head for storms because I find the rain and water effects just really amazing. But if you have it on Game Pass, or if you want to start your trial just for this game for Game Pass, 2 weeks free, and then maybe if you want to carry on with State of Decay 2 down the road, by all means. It's definitely worth a try at that. I mean, $10, is it? That's not too bad for a month. And if you can get the free 2 weeks, you can try it out yourself and see what you think. But I definitely would not say buy it at this point. It's not worth $60. Give it a chance to populate with more content, hopefully, which is an issue, really. You're releasing a full-price game, which is a shell. And it's happening more and more with live service games. So keep an eye on those type of games. Make sure you've looked at reviews. Make sure you've checked out people who played the game, know what you're getting for your money. Because this is definitely not a game you should be paying $60 for on launch. If you enjoyed this video, please like the vid and sub to the channel. If you didn't like the video, hit that dislike button. That's what it's there for. Not everybody likes everything. I shall see you very soon. Take it easy.
Citizen slave!